April 6th, 11:23 a.m., District Courthouse. Courtroom number 3. Is the defense ready to proceed? The prosecution has been ready for some time. The original attorney in this case, Rosie Ringer, was murdered. Well, the original prosecutor, Eustace Winner, has disappeared. So, Vanda and Francisca have taken over in their places. Very well. Let me begin by apologizing for the delayed start in those proceedings. Gotta be the handyman at work. I mean, gotta do your job. We will be here. The crime we are here to adjudicate took place in a prison, an institution of the judiciary. What's more, the fact that the defendant was the warden of said prison carries grave implications. These two factors combined cause pre-trial preparations to take more time than usual. And then, the unfortunate passing of the attorney in charge, Miss Rosie Ringer, delayed the trial yet further. But now we are ready to begin at last. Mr. Fender, Ms. Von Karma, the court thanks you both for stepping in at short notice. Zell! It's good to see you, man. I was just wondering what you were up to and if you were doing okay. It's hardly ideal for the prosecutor in charge of the case to have run off and abandoned it. Ow.
Thank you for paying your guild dues, adventurer.
Thank you, Zell. I appreciate that. Purple indeed. It's a good color. Also, working trying to lose weight basically sums it up. How is your health journey going? But Justice can't sit around waiting for him to grow a spine. The evidence has just been handed to me, so yes, I'm ready. Thank you both. Well, down 15 pounds, that's a lot. Very well, bring in the accused, Miss Fifi Lagarde, to the stand. You just let her keep her animal coat, huh? I invite the prosecution to make its opening statement. Yeah, I mean... it's my understanding that's how weight loss goes. Like, it's never gonna be like a steady thing. It's always gonna be like a dip and plateau thing. Alright, the accused was... Let me stop you right there, darling. What is it, Miss Lagarde? Oh, I was just wondering if you could tell me something. That something being why on earth I'm here. Perhaps the opening statement will clarify that for you. But will they, dear? Really? Fine, carry on if you must. I fully intend to, if you could stay quiet for one moment. The murder in question happened at the prison where Ms. Lagarde worked the warden. The victim, one Bronco Knight, was being held in the detention center. But the prosecution's case will show that Ms. Lagarde took him from the holding cells and murdered him. And she did so with this knife. Oh. Is something the matter, Miss Von Karma? How can that... No, the evidence. The murder weapon, it is not here. And neither is, neither is Canis's chisel. Just skip over that name. Of course, I do need more strenuous exercise, sleep more, drink less. You definitely need more sleep. Thank you for the tea, Raga. Miss Von Karma, explain yourself. I wish I could, Your Honor. No murder weapon? What exactly are we all doing here? Really, darling, you shouldn't volunteer to prosecute a case if you can't even keep the evidence safe. I can only work on with what the previous prosecutor gave me. Ooh. What is it, Mr. Fender?
Overruled.
The court hereby denies the defense's request. She's absolutely right, of course. We simply can't have any more delays. Let's get on and show everybody how wonderfully innocent I am, shall we?
Objection!
Innocent? I'll thank you to take this seriously. Oh, but I am, darling, and you don't have any evidence. You just said so yourself. In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Haven't I heard that somewhere before? And without any, you can't charge me with anything, isn't that right, Verity, darling? Oh, fuck. It is. What? In other news, I have a new phone. Refurbished but not broken, coming tomorrow. Oh, good. I hope you enjoy your new phone. Without the items in question, the prosecution's case against the defendant cannot proceed. As such, this court hereby declares the accused Fifi Lagarde not
Objection!
hasty pants. Same kind I have, just not busted. Yeah. So like changing the battery didn't fix it. Forgive me, but why is the defense objecting to its client being acquitted? Mr. Fender, it is incumbent upon this court to see that fair judgment is afforded to all. And as the instrument of the court, I cannot allow my experience or opinions to interfere with my work. Nintendo SD. I had to take mine in to like a fix-it guy, and he took my phone apart and put it back together with the new battery in it. Because my battery had like gone all poofy and was going to explode. So I sent it to this I sent it to the shop to get it replaced. You must think of the Judge Gaviel who was present when the murder weapon was found. And the Judge Gaviel you see before you in the courtroom today is two entirely different people. You're killing me here. I have no choice but to pass judgment based on the evidence available.
Objection!
And we have that evidence, just not here. Give me some time, just a little. I'll find it, I swear to you. The prosecution hereby requests a recess. The defense does that too. Thanks, Bender. Very well. The court accepts the request. Not a terrible idea, might be cheaper, but my wife's camera is also broken, so I'll give her the new one with the good camera and take hers with the good battery and ultimately save money. Okay. Yeah, I don't have anybody to switch phones with. Nobody wants my phone, trust me. Really, Verity? Won't help anyone bowing to pressure like that, you know. There will be a 15-minute recess. I suggest that both prosecution and the defense use the time well. Understood. You say very well, huh? Very well, we will reconvene in 15 minutes. April 6th, 11:38 a.m. District Court, 3rd floor, lobby. Yes, of course we did. Need to change for the second job and let the phone sit actually charging. Have fun. Thank you, Zell. I hope you have a good day. Metal Gator. Oh. Hi, guys. Ms. Berry, Mr. Saint, are you here to watch a trial?
Yeah, we heard it was gonna be a real fun show. Do you know where we need to go?
It's the trial for the case I was nearly convicted for. It should be starting any minute now. We were late because of practice, but it's somewhere around here, right? What? But no, they can't.
They're not going to arrest you again, are they?
Don't say that. No, 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 no. Yeah, he's not a normal human. Oh, is that Francisca? Yep, yep. Speaking of easy to upset. That idiot of a so-called prosecutor. I'll find him and I'll make him eat whip for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Run for it. I guess I better at least try. Hello, sister. Oh look, Courtland thing is still here. There's something written here. This incredible model can transform into a robot at the touch of a button. Those wishing to see this transformation in action should inquire at the main reception desk. The courthouse model transforms. Huh? She seems very subdued for once. I thought she'd be excited by something like this. Okay, there's no possible universe in which that would or could happen. I hope. It shows a list of the trials due to take place in this courtroom. Miss Lagarde's trial features prominently, of course. I know, it will be bad for all of us. We need to speak to Franziska and Fender. Okay. Sign stuck to the water fountain here. Press the pedal to enjoy delicious ice-cold water. However, be aware that once you press it, the water won't stop. Use with care. I think do not use under any circumstances might be more appropriate. Not another step, okay? I'm glad you're back to your normal self, but also, oh my god. This couch must be a few years old. It's very well worn indeed. Okay, that was an unexpected pun. Not worn in... never mind. I think we got our wires crossed there somewhere. One that gained us exactly nothing. The court is in recess, no one's allowed to enter. No, that was the bailiff. My first set of statute books. We had that. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Kay, but this might be the wrong place to look for a compelling narrative. Regina, speak to me.
Courtroom trials sure are fun. There's even an animal tamer performing here today.
An animal tamer.
But she's a little too grumpy. You might want to think about appealing to the audience a little more. But she's so good with that whip.
You're talking about who I think you are. The whip is exclusively reserved for use on humans. Hey, Simeon. Is there nothing we can do to help? Do you, Kay? No, if I did that, they'll arrest me again. I really wish you wouldn't spout such nonsense with such infuriating confidence. Do you kind of want to talk to, okay, here. Indeed, the belly of an alligator, no less. I think it's a possibility we'd be foolish to discount. Yes, I think that's probably a good idea. You're right. She didn't. It was almost as if she knew that the key evidence was missing. Agreed. I wonder if there could be something going on behind the scenes. Hi, Francisca. Are you gonna whip me? Please don't hit me. Little sister. Oh, it's you. Good morning, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Francisca. You shouldn't be here, you know? You're not in the right line of work anymore. You should be at home planning whatever it is you mean to do with the rest of your life. What are you going to do, Francisca? You only have 15 minutes. Don't you think I already know that? And wipe that infuriatingly reasonable look off your face. You're like a news anchor calmly reading the news or something. And it's utterly exasperating. It's probably better that I don't rise to that. I never imagined you'd be the one prosecuting this case, Francisca. Nor did I, but what a case. The murder of a presidential bodyguard. And by the warden of a prison, no less. The murder weapon was probably entered into the evidence and everything. And yet, when you went to present the knife to the court, it wasn't there. That imbecile, not only did he abandon his case, he made me look like a total fool. Ow! Next time I see that little coward, I'll whip him into shape if it's the last thing I do. You go ahead and do that, but quit taking it out on the people around him. Alright, Eddie, what you got?
Me again.
No. Please quit doing the seal clap. That's an expected look if I ever saw one. The committee has my badge, that much is true, but I haven't given it up just yet. I'm still not ready to walk in my father's footsteps. I don't like being poor. I've seen you the way you dress, and the way my ex-best friend dresses. And the fact that he rides a bicycle instead of owning a car. Thank you, Fender. Fine, we'll do it. I'll do what I can, but that might not be much in 15 minutes. Thank you. I'll be counting on you, Fender. And you, Francisca, how does that sound? What makes you think I'd accept your help? How about some advice instead? That you seriously consider a new career as a news anchor? Alright, fine. We will start a trial for as long as we can. But you better get your ex-prosecutor behind in gear. You know, I quite like having you run errands for me. Maybe that could be your new career instead. I'm glad you're on board. But I can help too. I don't want to be arrested again.
Oh, this sounds fun. Can I play?
Alright, that would be very helpful of you both. Very well, where shall we begin? Who will we need to speak to in order to find out where the evidence went? The kid. Where is he? There he is. Hey, Mr. Owl, how are you?
Take that!
That's right, the supposed custodian of the evidence in question, Eustace Winner. Thank you, Mr. Saint. Don't keep me waiting, Miles Edgeworth. I'll try not to. We'll be back as soon as we can. Not bad, mostly be lurking while I study today, but good job on the end. Thank you! It only took an hour. It was very fast. Alright, good luck studying. I'm sure you'll do great. Oh, don't. Somebody else calls her Franny Poo and she's probably gonna murder that man. Alright, we need to find Mr. Winner and fast. Gabrielle? Are you okay? Judge Gabrielle.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, a pleasure as always.
Okay, stop it. All of my mystery lollipops are blue raspberry, which I enjoy, but there's no mystery at this point. I mean, blue raspberry is my favorite. Are they dum-dums? I should get dum-dums. But Judge Gaviel knows that horrible... Oh, that's Kay. He doesn't talk like that.
I love dum-dums, they're my favorite. Evidence is the only language that the goddess of justice understands. My own personal thoughts and feelings do not come into it.
Those are good, the cream soda ones, but I also really like the cotton candy ones. So like cotton candy and blue raspberry are my favorites. Is this all Judge Verity Gavial is?
You may believe my way of thinking to be heartless, but it is my way.
Oh yeah, we did that. If we get a chance to while you're here, I'll look at it again. Welcome in, Flitchard. To be this hard and unforgiving. There's something I'd like to ask you if you don't mind.
Please, go ahead.
I forgot her voice, it's fine. What were you doing on the roof of the big building 2 nights ago?
The roof?
You met the president up there, didn't you? We've seen security footage of the two of you.
And is there something wrong with that?
Only that his body was discovered this morning, right next to the very same building.
What?
I guess you didn't know. I think you understand what I'm getting at. You're considered a suspect. What happened between the two of you?
Nothing. We simply talked for a few minutes. And when we were done, I left. I took the elevator back downstairs alone.
That much we know to be true. As I said, we've seen the footage. And what business did you have with the leader of a foreign power?
I'm not at liberty to say.
I see. Well, I'm not at liberty to leave until I have answers. In which case, there's only one thing for it. Oh, are we gonna do brain chess? Alright. She's hiding something. I have to get it out of her. Oh, fucking. I mean, you're not that far away, Mio. You're not nail on the head, but you're not that far away. Judge Gavial met with the president of Zhengfa the night before last. Oh.
Yes, I admit it. We met on the roof of the big building. But it was simply to discuss professional matters, matters that I am not obliged to discuss with you.
I'm clearly going to have to work hard to get past her professional defenses. If she puts up too much of an impenetrable facade, I'd probably be better off biding my time. Reading is like fundamental and also real fucking hard today. Excuse me while I sip some tea and hopefully get my brain back together. I should start by asking what she met the president to talk about. Mind chess, commence. Perhaps you could begin by telling us what you met with President Wang to discuss.
As I told you, professional matters. Professional matters which I do not intend to share with you. I'm so glad you understand.
I must say, you're a very busy woman. A judge, a committee member, an occasional aide to us in the field, even.
Thank you. I take my professional duties very seriously.
And do those duties include meeting with foreign dignitaries?
Yes, of course. From time to time. The law is my life. Nothing I do falls outside the scope of my duties.
You returned Kay's promise notebook to us just this morning. Surely you can't claim that fell within the scope of your duties.
I am not yet a perfect servant of the law. That much is true.
No, you are a human being, and that was an act of simple human kindness. You have feelings, Judge Gaviel, and you are allowed to have them. About the president's death, too.
I can still hardly believe it. I might ask, how did he die?
He was crushed to death by the head of a monster known as Taurosaurus. Forgive me, I should probably explain.
Is that true? He died on the set of the movie?
He did. Interesting that you should even know what Taurosaurus is.
Oh, I imagine I must have heard about it from Eustace. Something about them shooting a movie somewhere near the big building.
She isn't fooling anybody, she's clearly upset about something. She mentioned Mr. Winner, who seems to have disappeared along with some vital evidence. Perhaps if she won't tell us what she discussed with the president, we should try to find out what else she might be hiding. I'm clearly getting under her skin. I need to dig further. Franziska stepped in to take Mr. Winner's place in the trial, but how was she supposed to prosecute the case if he never handed over all the evidence?
My interest is solely in ensuring that the trial proceeds fairly once it has begun. And if, once it has, vital evidence cannot be presented, it should surprise no one that the accused goes free. I am a judge, a servant of the law. My personal thoughts and feelings do not come into it.
So you have no personal feelings whatsoever when it comes to Mr. Winner's disappearance?
Of course I do. I worry about him terribly too.
You're worried about someone else as well? Wait, too? Does that mean there's someone else you're worried about as well? I imagine their identity might explain your strangely agitated state.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a servant of the law, and my feelings are immaterial.
We are all servants of the law, all of us who stand in the courtroom. But we're not superhuman. You, me, everybody else. We're just people underneath it all. Much as we'd like to bury our feelings and remain impartial, that simply isn't possible.
You are right, of course. I am in no fit state to offer impartial judgment.
Please, Judge Gabrielle, just tell us the truth. What's going on?
What do I do? What do I do?
So, this is a sprite. I'm just gonna leave that on the screen for a minute and let your imagination take over. I've never seen her lose her composure like this. I should ask her who this person is she's so worried about. Her professional mask is finally beginning to slip. Perhaps now I can get to the human being underneath. The person you're so worried about, is it Mr. Winner?
He has not been seen since he discovered the truth about his father. Of course I'm worried about him, but this could also be a valuable test for him. He chose to disappear, and he can choose to reappear.
And the other person you're worried about, Cat?
That's not something I'm at liberty to talk about. I don't know what might happen to that poor child if I did.
A poor child. Who are you talking about?
Nobody. Please, it was nothing. Ignore it.
Judging by the look on her face, I definitely shouldn't. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Judge Gabrielle, who are you so worried about? And where are they?
My apologies, but I simply can't tell you that.
So this poor child is missing and you're desperate to find them. And since you say child, I suppose we're right in assuming that this person is a minor.
I can't answer, and I won't. It has no bearing whatsoever on the murder of the president.
Uh-huh. Oh, we really do. Okay. Are you worried about Torosaurus?
I really don't have time for jokes, Mr. Edgeworth.
Not a joke. When I told you how the president was killed, you seemed surprised when I mentioned that he was crushed by a Torosaurus.
That was simply shock at learning how he died. And where? A half-built film set on an empty lot.
It sounds as if something about where he died is particularly troubling to you.
No, that's not true at all. It's just... film sets are places where dreams are made, and instead a great man met his end there. I only hope that the utmost care is taken when the news is shared with the cast and crew.
Cast and crew. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid the cast and crew already know. We met two of them at the scene, a crew member and a young actor, Sean Fenn.
No, why? Why did this have to happen?
Something about the Torosaurus connection really seems to be upsetting her. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Alright. You seem to get very sensitive every time I mention Torosaurus. The poor child you mentioned has something to do with the movie, don't they?
How did you...
You're usually so cool and collected. Your discomfort told me everything I need to know. Who is this poor child? You have to tell us.
Very well.
Cause the fucking spray is very... The spray. The spray. Did you look at the spray?
You figured out so much already, I might as well tell you the truth. The person I'm so worried about, the person I'm so desperate to find, is Sean Fenn.
Sean, but why?
That is more than I can allow you to know.
Judge Gaviel, you said you would tell us the truth. And if you don't give it up voluntarily, we'll have to force it from you. Edgeworth. Not a good look. I'm afraid you're just going to have to accept that. I need to get her to tell me why she's so desperate to find Sean. Do you know Sean personally?
He is famous. I doubt there are many people who do not know him.
I certainly didn't until today.
Then you clearly need to be better informed. Perhaps I could teach you a few things. There's almost nothing I don't know about him.
Yeah, she's upset.
Forgive me.
What a fangirl.
I allowed myself to get carried away.
That seems to happen quite a bit when the subject of Sean comes up. No, you're not forgiven.
Look. I do not know him personally. I simply know a lot about him.
Alright, so we're gonna have to go with, are you a fan? Are you a fan of Sean's, perhaps?
Am I? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm an ardent admirer of the works of Sean Fenn, child actor extraordinaire.
Okay.
I heard that he was filming near the big building. So I made it my business to learn where the set was and some other important details.
I see. I suppose it makes sense. As a fan, you'd want to know such things. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she's being entirely truthful for some reason. I imagine you would also have tried to learn when he was supposed to be on set. You don't like her anymore? Don't worry about it. It'll get sorted out by the end of this. She'll be less weird.
Yes, of course. He said you would be filming there all day today.
Did you hear that from Sean himself? You make it sound like you heard that from Sean himself. I don't think you'd be sharing a schedule with a mere fan, do you?
No, I misspoke. Ignore me.
Every slip of the tongue she makes seems to do with Sean. And now she's spoken with him, that's an important clue. Alright. I can understand you're being worried about Sean, but you seem a little too worried. And you implied before that you had spoken to him, which must surely mean that you know him personally.
How did I give away so much?
So the two of you are acquainted. This is surely an important clue. You know where he is. We're trying to find Sean too. Do you have any idea where he might be?
Why would I have any idea about that? The two of us aren't connected in any way at all.
Let me throw some chess pieces at you. I don't know what exactly the connection is between you and Sean, but I know for certain that it exists, and you've as good as told us it does. Please, Judge Gabrielle, you have to help us try and find him.
Help you? That would never be allowed.
By whom? The goddess of justice?
By the one person who knows where he is.
The person who kidnapped him? You make it sound like she's into this? I'm sorry. At last, the puzzle pieces are finally starting to fall into place. I know why you're so reluctant to tell us anything about your relationship with Sean. Admit it. He's been kidnapped, hasn't he? Judge Gabrielle, I need you to tell me the truth. All of it.
Very well. This time, I will tell you everything. Your intuition was correct. Sean has been kidnapped.
I knew it. But why does that have anything to do with you?
Sean is... He's my son.
What? Well, we may not have found out what she and President Wang were talking about, but we found out something just as important. Sean has been abducted. Not exactly the endgame I was expecting, but that's checkmate nonetheless. Yeah, that's why I was like, it'll be fine in a minute. She's cool again. Don't cry.
It's true, I'm Sean's mother. Look.
A magazine clipping?
Yes, everywhere I go, I guess you could call it a kind of talisman.
That certainly speaks to the bond between them. Does it? This seems like an Idol fan. And you're sure he's been kidnapped?
Unfortunately, yes. I received a phone call from the kidnapper just before the trial began.
Did they make any demands?
Only one. That Fifi Lagarde be found not guilty.
Well, that certainly explains what we saw in there. And that's why you came so close to declaring her innocent.
I have failed in my duty to the law. I am a judge. If I cannot arbitrate with impartiality, I make a mockery of justice. And yet I tried to. I tried to force through a ruling based on nothing but my own self-interest.
Judge Gavial.
The goddess must be furious with me. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't sacrifice my son on the altar of justice. I couldn't remain impartial when it mattered the most.
You tell him. Okay. Then I'm sorry, but she's fucking wrong. I'll fight her. Yes, declaring the goddess guilty? That's bold. Kay is right. As I told you, that we all serve the law, we are also only human. And none of us could, or should, be accepted to sacrifice a child for the sake of a verdict.
Thank you, both of you. But the trial must continue. There is no escaping that. It seems it is time. Josh. You won't? If a prosecutor were forced to insist that a suspect was guilty, that would... He would? What do you mean?
We're gonna go unkidnap a child. Or two. Maybe 17. The thief who only steals the truth, and perhaps one or two other things. Well, Judge Gavial, what do you say? Will you trust the great thief to steal back that which matters most to you?
Mr. Edgeworth.
I'd like to help too, if that's alright with you.
Thank you. I know I'm in no position to ask this of you, but please, please, see that he comes home safely. Here, take my cell phone. The kidnapper may call again.
You'll get it back, along with your son, I promise. Unless we die, I guess.
I will do everything I can to draw out the trial. But I don't imagine I can give you more than about 2 hours at best.
2 hours? That gives us until 2 p.m.
Please, I'm counting on you.
And here I thought the great thief was on sabbatical. I mean, I think she wants her kid more than she wants her phone. In that case, we better start looking right away. Where to begin? I would trust Edgeworth with my life. Okay, then lead the way, you little ninja. Let's go. Is that so? Then what am I? I've been relegated to thief's assistant. I've Ever since I've lost my badge, I keep getting worse and worse jobs. She jumps so fucking high. April 6th, 12:10 p.m. Big Building Plaza. We're gonna skip break today. Because otherwise it's gonna fuck up my, shit. My archive, there we go. What exactly are you talking about? You may be a thief, but I most certainly am not. The music cues are very funny. I'm very much aware of who you are, thank you. Now, shall we get on with this investigation? We don't have time for fun. We have less than 2 hours, in fact. We'd better get started. Sorry, I recognize somebody like... Mr. Powers! Hang on, I want to see what this is. A map of the area around the big building. Let's take a closer look. Oh, there's the Sunshine Coliseum. In the Sunshine Coliseum, they hold all kinds of events there. It was that thing where they got arrested, where they arrested pretty much everybody who attended, I guess. And yet you still wanted to go. And why are we talking about this? I'd certainly like to be basking in the morning sunshine without a care in the world right now. Days and mall. Ah, okay. Gee, I wonder what places we're gonna be able to visit. Sadly not, I think they just incinerate all the garbage the trucks bring back. By the way, Kay, you seem a little antsy. Indeed there is. I imagine it probably fulfills a slightly different function. There seem to be quite a few such facilities in the area. Place is littered with them. Thank you, Kay. Really? That's what you were so excited about? A third-rate pun? I liked it. Here's big building. This is the big building itself, so that's where we are right now. I'm not surprised. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you never wanted to come here again. Okay, why are you like this? You don't let the past drag you down, do you? An admirable quality, I guess. Let's think about that later, shall we, Kay? The case isn't over yet. We can't afford to start making plans for when it's done. There's a garbage processing facility right next to the fishing port here. I guess they might, but I doubt that's all they deal with. Let's maybe talk about this another time, shall we, Kay? Alright, looks like that's all that we needed from that. Mr. Powers, how are you, buddy? Look at this Samson-ass looking motherfucker. I love him. Hey. Wait, yo. This is Will Powers. He's an action star I met on an old case. He's also the man behind the mask of the one and only Steel Samurai. Long time no see, indeed. Let's not worry about that for now. We'd like to ask you about what happened this morning, if that's alright. So he'll be one of Sean's work colleagues. I guess we'd better just dive right in. Oh, he's so grumpy. Well, yes, but I'm not the prosecutor in charge, of course. No, that's simply... Don't encourage her. Is that supposed to sound like me? I think it's probably safe to assume that you are, at least for now. Oh, don't cry, big boy. Because you were due to finish the shooting soon. You just start building. I guess that plan was to shoot the rest on a lot back at Global Studios. Rumors. I think I know exactly who this journalist might be. Poor guy. So, you've all been working hard on the movie. If only they'd put this kind of energy into making new Steel Samurai shows or something. What role are you playing in this one? Poor Powers. Oh. Not the issue here at all, okay? Can I ask you a couple of questions about Sean? It sounds like him. Do you have any idea where he might have headed off to? You did? You got on the site bus. The side bus. I wonder if he left any clues behind. But if we take a look inside the bus, Mr. Powers. Alright, let's see what we can find. An array of filming equipment here. Are you getting ready to shoot something? The case has gone missing. What is he talking about? What exactly was taken? I guess whoever took it must have needed the case more than its contents. Did they need to put something in it? Where would Sean have been sitting? There's something poking out of it. A videotape. Is there something he wanted to record? This could be a clue. Do you have any way for us to check what's on the tape? Thank you, Powers. He's such a nice guy. I feel so bad for his just general existence. And Sean, is he rehearsing his lines? There's a clearly visible footprint right there. Means this must be from last night. Will has a face made for radio, sadly. Yeah, I mean, the game implies that, but I think he's adorable. I just want to poke his little nose. He looks like a lion. He needs head pats. He looks like he could, like, lift a Volvo, but also, this poor man. He just needs hugs. And he would have been able to use the equipment on his own. What is it, Kay? Where did Sean go? I've just left the camera running. It stopped. I guess he ran out of tape. Itchy. Do you have anything else to say, Will? No. Unfortunate. Oh, well. Oh, I'm not a prosecutor anymore, but he doesn't need to know that, I guess. And good day to you, officer. Can I ask why you've been posted here? Excellent. Perhaps then you can tell me if any vehicles have come in or out of here this morning. Taxi and that blue truck. Only 2 vehicles have come in or out. That could be useful to know. Sir? Did you take on any passengers here this morning? And who was the passenger? Did they have a boy with them? Alright then, never mind. Thank you for your help. Thought we might be onto something there, but no luck. Oop. she's not wrong, it does. The engine's cold, which means it's been here for a while. And if it's been parked here a while, I guess the driver might not be nearby either. We don't really have time to stand around waiting until they get back. It's midday already. I'm not sure. How long is it realistically possible to drag out proceedings, I wonder? Indeed we do.
Heck, not like that, dang it. How do you think we're gonna get us a scoop like that? Sorry, Chief, my bad. How many times I gotta say it? We're scoop friends, wild creatures that survive on scoops and scoops alone. Every second we ain't scooping, we're starving. Scoop or die out here. Yes, Chief.
Oh, look at who it is. Although I can't help but wish it wasn't. Me too, I hate doing her voice. I don't want to. Should we? Ugh, fine. I'm gonna go this way though. Is there anything I can do besides talk to Lotta? Anything at all? Powers? No. You, sir? What about you, buddy? No? Alright. What if I talk to Tabby first?
Well, if it ain't my good friend Ruffles, good to see y'all again.
And you, Miss Lloyd, but how come you're here, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they kind of dropped the whole case out of nowhere. Packed me up and shipped me home without so much as a slap on the wrist. And guess it was their way of saying, you keep up the good work now. They did seem kind of keen to get me to never ever mention the whole thing again, ever though.
Yes, because you weren't part of the official story of the attempt on the president's life. And they can't afford to have you getting in the way of that. Not exactly the most delicate way of putting it.
I wrote up the whole thing, of course, every last detail, put in a few of my own. Handed it into the paper, hopes all high and all. But nothing. Not a peep.
Was somebody putting pressure on them? Were the details you added a little too gratuitous, perhaps? Both seem equally plausible, unfortunately. What are you doing here at the big building? Are you reporting on something?
Hey, maybe I didn't make this clear enough for the first time we met. But you want a reporter to scratch your back, you gotta scratch hers first, if you catch my meaning.
You mean you want me to give you something you can use for an article?
Bingo, and it better be good. Because if it ain't, this conversation's over.
We do need to know about what might have happened to Sean. Perhaps I could show her a piece of evidence and see if she gives me anything in return. Alright, Present? She snuck right in the lion's den without even a thought for her own safety. Yep, the chief is a real champion of truth, alright. Ain't that so, Mr. Edgeworth? Can I say no comment? Perhaps we should reserve judgment on that until we know a little more.
Nah, I'm more of a judge now, think later kind of gal myself. Nothing else to tell the readers.
Only that I'd like you to consider being a little more impartial in your reporting.
Nah, I'm more of a cater to your audience so they love you more kind of gal. And my audience is mostly the good old chief.
We should at least try to take things seriously. Okay. This is just the same thing. You know the president's dead? Prosecutor delves into his pockets. After considerable fumbling, he sorry, you're gonna have to help me out here, Ruffles. Ugh, never mind. I guess she knows nothing about that. Miss Lloyd, this picture. Say no more, Ruffles. I already know what you're gonna ask. You do. You're looking for him, right? The kid? What? You just can't get out from under the drama, huh? Wherever he goes, bodies follow. Ms. Edgeworth's trouble magnet. Pretty much sums you up, right? Is my reputation really so sordid? And now you done got yourself wrapped up in a kidnapping, too. Crazy. Pipe down, will ya? You can't be talking about this stuff too loud. Ain't even told the chief about it. You gotta keep it on the down low, okay? That ain't a cat I want out of the bag just yet. Seriously, how do you know about it? Surely Judge Gabrielle hasn't told anybody but except us. Nah, I just know you. I bet you just love to know, wouldn't you? Well, you can't. It's a secret. She's as stubborn as ever, it seems. Hey, quit staring at me like that. I ain't sharing nothing with that thundercloud of a face. Tabby, I will stab you. Sure do. Truth is, I done saw it. Little kid being bundled off by two shady characters in black suits. Nope, don't got a clue. He was kind of far away when I spotted him. Lost that pretty quick. Yes, two men in black. Excuse me. Sir? Oh, he has nothing new to say. Alright, Lotta. Time for torture. Miss Lloyd calls you chief, doesn't she? Sure does, because that's exactly what I am. She's my #1 cub reporter. Seems my unique brand of shutterbug caught her eye, so she came to me to learn the trade. She might be a scribbler, not a stamper, but they both of us are hungry for scoop soup 24/7. Besides, who doesn't want to be called chief, right? Miss Hart's pictures were what drew Miss Lloyd to her. I suppose it's no surprise that this particular chief attracted an apprentice with such unique tastes. Sure, she didn't score no big stories just yet, but she's hungry. Boy, is she. Hungrier than me, even. She wants a Tarsaurus exclusive batter and the coyote wants a chicken. She's been turning this place upside down all day looking for leads. Agreed. We need all the help we can get to find Sean. I can't think of one piece of evidence that might encourage her to tell us what you need to know. So, now that the story of the underground auction is in the bag, what's next? Come on, as if you even need to ask. Tarsaurus, that's what. They done dropped him right in my dang lap. Snuck in upstairs to cover the auction. Then he shows up right on the doorstep and stomps big old footprints everywhere for good measure. Do you have a particular news outlet in mind for this big scoop? Does a bear do his business in the woods? Got me 2 or 3 in mind. They'll be all over the place like a rash. Heck, there's even one right here in the big building. Tabby and me we're in and out of here all the time. I mean, mostly on account of how fond they seem to be at throwing us out on our ears, but still. Sounds as if they're both more out than in. strands of stray hair. That's what you're focused on? That's not what I was worried about at all, but I did find it oddly comforting. Double check that Tabby doesn't have anything else to say. Nope. I thought we might be onto something. Okay. This is just the same shit. Oh no! Too many buttons. Alright, we may have to queue. Next. Oh yeah. So we've learned a little something about the kidnappers. Ms. Lloyd saw two men taking Sean away. The taxi driver remembers giving two similar-looking men a ride. I'd say it's a distinct possibility, yes, but there's one thing that doesn't make sense. Taxi driver said specifically that the two men didn't have a child with them. Where do you put a child you have kidnapped? In a box. Could it be that the kidnapper who stole the case? Yes. What if they put Sean inside it? Might be that he was loaded into the trunk as baggage. I imagine they might not have planned to originally. They didn't count on there being a police presence here in the plaza. So they took a rather drastic measure. The two men you told us about, did they have any baggage with them? Where did you take these two men, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, then thank you. Alright, thank you. Investigation complete! Ooh. Sounds like he took off in a hurry. April 6th, 12:57 p.m. Question marks? I'm fine. The driver said he took the men to the garage of this house right here. The name. What? Excelsius Winner. Excelsius Winner ordered Sean the kidnapping? Isn't he currently under arrest? Altered that quickly, although I guess I probably shouldn't be surprised. It smells of engine oil in here. I guess Winner Senior must be something of a motorhead. What are we, Kay? Common house thieves? She didn't like that at all. Anyway, it seems nobody's around, which hopefully means we're not at risk of being arrested. It's not flour, Kay, it's cement. If you mixed it with water, it would become very firm indeed. Just a little, Kay. Just a little. This is a motorcycle. It is kind of cool, I will admit. There's a skull on it. I love skulls. I suppose it's designed so that the eyes light up when you turn it on. My eyes don't actually light up, Kay. Yeah, but there's a skull on it. It's definitely very try-hard. I think we know what that is. Yes, this has to be it. The equipment that Mr. Powers told us was stolen. The equipment case. He's a boy, Kay, not a piece of equipment. It's possible that he's still here. There it is. These are mechanics gloves. Designed to be worn when fixing vehicles or working with machines. Why is there glass? And strangely dirt. An awful lot of dirt. I thought they would have gotten like that from motorcycle maintenance. They are kind of cool. I was about to take them into evidence, but now I'm not so sure that's a good idea. They say death, though. They say death on the fingers, on like the pads of the fingers, which I think is hilarious. I want skull gloves that say death on the pads of the fingers. Death. I guess nothing else is interesting here. Or I've missed something. I think we know what this is. So it is. And there's a sledgehammer, a shovel, and a bunch of other heavy-duty tools here. I doubt you'd make yourself very popular swinging one of those around in a courtroom. Then it wouldn't be a courtroom, it would be a circus. Promise me you won't do that. Sean, is that you? Huh? That's... Mr. Winner. Wait. Yes, it's Mr. Winner's home too, presumably. So how did he wind up like this? Untie him, Kay, quickly. I love how Edgeworth doesn't even untie a child. He's like, nope, this is not my job. I don't think he is. He looks like he's been through hell. How did you come to be tied up down here? Because we don't know, which is why we're asking. No, in which case, there's only one thing for it. I hate to beat a man while he's down, but it might be the only way. He says with a giant grin. Look, Ed, what if he deserves it? Understood. I'll tread carefully, I promise. I can't promise I'll be very good at it. Never had back against my opponents before, after all. The last time we saw him, he was running out of the courtroom. How did he wind up here? Yeah, sure. You can tell me if there's an Achievo. Hey, there weren't Achievos the last time I played it, because, on DS. Not a thing. It was totally legal translation that I didn't borrow from the internet. Tell Eustace exactly what you think of him. You'll earn a penalty, but it's not that bad. Alright. I will try. Good. Hurt his fifis, I will. I don't, thankfully. Oh my goodness. He's been through a lot. It's going to be hard to know what might cause him to lose control. In which case, I guess I might just have to quietly listen to what he has to say. Oh, gross. Ugh, gross. He's leaking like a toddler. Icky. He clearly has questions. I'll have to do my best to try and answer them. He also clearly is in no fit state for this. I'll need to try and finish it quickly. I should figure out what he needs to hear and try to calm him down. You total failure of a human being. I've noticed something over the short time we've known one another, Eustace. You're utterly worthless. Don't you think you should just start over, try to learn to be a decent human being from scratch? Calm down, I'm not done yet. No, pushed him too far. That's my entire life bar. You deserved it, you little creep. You fucked, Eustace. Sebastian, whatever the fuck your name is, you little shit. I mean, this poor child. He's been kidnapped. I feel so bad for him. I can't give up just yet. I have to keep after him. Alright, once more onto the breach. Just take a deep breath and tell me what's on your mind, Eustace. I can pretend to listen. Yeah, but also, I mean, he was tied up, so he's been kidnapped. He's been yelled at. He's found out he's a failure from the word go. He needs to go back to English class so fucking bad. He's not having a good time now. It's been a very rough week. Learning the truth about your father can't have been easy. I can only sympathize. Yeah, I mean, his father did try to erase him. Oh, poor you. I mean, my personal thing is you don't have to believe in anything, kid. But, you can lose faith in everything but yourself. That you have to believe in. But you don't have to do it alone. Experience I can give you, but knowledge? That I'm happy to offer. Oh, I read that wrong. I can't give you. This space case fucking spray is so funny to me. The exclamation point. Stupid hair. You... I think you mean incompetent. I think the word you're looking for is incompetent. But judging one's own competence is notoriously difficult, so I need you to trust me on something. You're getting better at this, Eustace. Day by day, inch by inch, I swear it. You'll never be good at anything. You clipped it, that's hilarious. Thank you, Mia. And now I need to ask you something. Will you help me out? Well, first of all, thank you for calming down. Next, I want you to tell me about your kidnapping. I need you to be as detailed as possible, Eustace. Tell me everything you remember seeing and hearing. Just the facts, ma'am. Do you have any idea who your kidnappers might have been? Were you taken from your own home? Why would someone kidnap you only to take you back to your own home? I'm sure you were. That does sound terrifying. And did you happen to overhear anything your kidnappers might have said? Oh. Excelsior. The owner of this house, such a father, isn't it? You didn't even recognize that you're home? Oh. Yeah, I mean that's one way to interpret that. Poor child. That's not it, at least not based on what we know of the situation. There was some kind of link between the kidnappers and Winner Senior that could be a clue. Do you have any idea why somebody might want to have kidnapped you? Oh, we don't know this. Do you have any idea who your kidnappers might have been? Your captor wanted you easily at hand, and where could be more convenient than one's own home? I hate to break it to you, Eustace, but the kidnapping was ordered by your father. No. What good would that have done him? His own son dead in the family garage, he would have instantly become the prime suspect. I know, right? Like, he just does it all the time, he keeps doing it. Maybe he's into it. Little masochist. Well, it won't have been for ransom, not his own son. That wouldn't make sense. His motive for the kidnapping must have been something else. This could be an important clue. Do you have any idea why someone might have wanted to kidnap you? So, Eustace has a voice, I just don't remember what it was, and I remember it sucking, so we're just gonna not do his voice today. Did anything odd happen during the kidnapping? And then they grabbed you. Oh no. What did they ask you? That question? What did they ask you? He glares at everyone like that. It's an honor. Of course, things are starting to fall into place now. Your father, his goal wasn't to kidnap you. He was out to kidnap Judge Gaviel's son, Sean Fenn. Because he wanted to force her honor into declaring Warden Lagarde not guilty. I think you were mistaken for Sean, and that's why you were kidnapped. I love how they messed up getting a famous child actor. Yes, clearly this 17-year-old boy and this 10-year-old boy are the same person. Finding out your father kidnapped you by accident. Where what? Have you remembered something? Child, I need you to help me. Put your dad in jail. He deserves it. This isn't good. I think I've pushed him as far as he can reasonably be pushed. I have to calm him down and get him to tell me what it is he just remembered. I don't like it when the music speeds up. Judging by his fragile demeanor, I'd say he's still suffering considerably. We need to help get him back on his feet. You remembered something just now. What was it? You mean your father? Stop hitting yourself. I've been wanting to ask about that for some time. Why did you become a prosecutor? No, but I'm good enough. I'm really tempted to yell at him. I'm pretty sure, like, when I first played this, I did just scream at him. I'd made a save, and then I just spent this entire time screaming at him before I actually went through and answered him correctly, but it felt good. It felt good to yell at him. You chose this path. Why? You must have a reason. Yeah, just pet the baby's head. I feel bad for him. I mean, yeah. He's not been given the tools to succeed in life. I bet it is stupid and dumb. You're a big dumb baby. I've often felt much the same about my own reasons for becoming a prosecutor. Well, except for the fact that I lost my badge. You You wanted your father's approval. I can well understand that. You're not covering for your father in any way, are you? I'm gonna get this kid like an entire box of tissues. Maybe a hose. Neti pot? Let's just get, it's gross me out. It looks like milk. Oh god, you made it worse. You have a strong desire to be of use to him, so he'll approve of you. Is that fair to say? You totally made it worse. Got milk leaking out of all of his orifices. It's clear his name. It is impossible to clean a name, Eustace, but you can clear one. And no one's corrected you once in your life. In your father's case, though, it's going to be hard. His crimes continue as your kidnapping shows. Knowing that, do you still think you can help him? Why don't you be the better man and rise above the father who made a fool of you? Stare him straight in the eyes and stop him from committing any more crimes. That seems to have calmed him down again. Now I just need to get him to tell me what the fuck happened to all the shit we need. Let's see if I can't give him the courage he'll need to stand up to his father. Key pieces of evidence from the Lagarde trial failed to make it to the courtroom. As a prosecutor in charge, they were your responsibility. Did you misplace them somehow? Enough of your excuses. I don't think it'd be wise to call him an accomplice, but we'll see. What's the connection between your father and Warden Lagarde? You can't think of anything. Even the smallest morsel could be a valuable clue. And what is it? What else have you remembered? Interesting. And did he have any particular reason to recommend her? What was he like back then? Was he different at all? An intimate knowledge of cases and the evidence pertaining to them. That could be an important clue. He's drowning in his own self-doubt again. I guess I'd better send out a lifeboat and bring him in. You gave the evidence to your father. I think I know what you thought would be the safest place possible. With your father, isn't that correct? Well, I'm afraid he betrayed your trust, and in the ugliest way possible. You wanted to mess with the trial. Your father wanted to obscure the truth in order to ensure that Warden Lagarde was declared innocent. There's no easy way to say this, Eustace. He used you. There's a chance that the evidence is still in Chairman Winter's possession. And we still don't know where Sean is. We need to get back out there and find him. He's had a brutal collision with reality he never even knew existed. I should ask him what he means to do now. Perhaps I can even help him figure that out. We're not here to play therapist, we're here to find a missing kid. No way around it, the road ahead will be a hard one. But maybe this is fate, and maybe my job is to point him in the right direction. So, what now, Eustace? It's clothes make the man. That's good to hear. Now about that jacket, why don't we make you into a prosecutor worthy of it? Do you mean to continue working as a prosecutor, Eustace? The cow upsets me. Uh-oh. Good to know. It's not even close to the second. I don't think he's talking about it at all. I think he's just being a dumbass. The only person who can answer that question is you. Only you can decide what path you choose to walk. Here we go. Nobody ever makes fun of me ever again. Fucking child. I'll need a clue. Oh, we don't have the... Alright. Fine. Get a glass of human kindness. Do you mean the milk of human kindness? I'm not quite how the phrase is used. Listen, talking with you like this, it's helpful for me too. There was a time where there were truths I didn't want to face up to either. But as a good friend taught me the error of my ways. I guess you don't, huh? Jesus fuck. You'd be such an asshole. If you continue to muster the courage to try and find your feet again, I'd be very happy to help. But only if you really mean to try. You want to be better than him, don't you? Yes, Eustace, I see it now. He's told me that he wishes to be better than his father, and that he wishes to remain a prosecutor. A different kind of prosecutor than his father. It's the first important decision he's ever made for himself, and it tells us where he means to go next. Just zoom through this part that we've done it several times now. If only he'd remember his own words from a few minutes ago. The decision he made should serve as a good guide to what he should do next. You want to remain a prosecutor, but walk a different path from your father, correct? It won't be easy, but the path you have chosen is that of the true prosecutor. And now that you have chosen it, when the time comes, you'll know exactly what to do. You're lucky. I myself still haven't quite decided what I want to do with my life. But you'll have. And it's a choice you made all on your own. Now all you have to do is believe in yourself, and in the path you've chosen. Mistaken for Sean and kidnapped by his own father's underlings. And losing his belief in himself as a prosecutor after his father stole his evidence. He's been through so much in the span of a single day, more than I can imagine. There's the guy whose dad was shot in front of him, it's fine. Well, it took a little longer than I thought it would, but that's checkmate. You having a bad time, Eustace? He's particularly speedy when it comes to running away from things, it seems. April 6th, 1:15 p.m. Big Building Plaza. We have like 45 minutes. Ugh, we don't have much time left. I think we'd better check in with Fender, who wants an update on what we've discovered. We need to know what's going on over in the courthouse. We're just updating Fender, nothing else will change. Francisca will continue for the prosecution. It's going to have to be, like you said, Eustace ran off. What's your ringtone, buddy?
Objection!
That makes no sense. The lack of a murder weapon doesn't prove your client's innocence. Don't make me come over there and whip it into you. Eddie, darling, how much longer is this going to take? It's almost as if you're trying to drag this out for as long as possible. Whip it into me. Then give me a satisfactory explanation. Or I'll just have to keep whipping you until you come. Whip it good. Welcome back from break, everybody. A literal beating. Oh, he's just got the fucking basic ass bitch one. Thunder. Holy. We found Eustace. Unfortunately, he entrusted both to his father's care, which means that Chairman Winner is the only person who knows where they are. We're not quite sure of the specifics just yet, but we do know that Chairman Winner and Warden Lagarde have some sort of connection they'd rather others don't know about. I'll keep looking for the missing evidence, and for Sean. Understood. This can't be easy for her, we need to hurry. The courtroom of doom. They're going to call Chairman Winner to the stand. Who knows how that will go for them. Exactly. Perhaps we should look over any evidence we have relating to him, just in case it might help. Welcome back, Zeus. The gloves we found in his garage? Yes, I was thinking about those. Anything else? Yes, he helped suppress the evidence. It's probably a good idea to have the notes on hand. I appreciate the lurk. Excellent, and do we have anything else? Your Yatagasaru pin. Okay. As for evidence related to Chairman Winner, can you please try and take this seriously? No, that's different. Wait, that's Eustace. I'm looking for a missing child. By? Question mark? What was he doing in the big building, I wonder? Yes, good idea. Huh. The hatch is wide open. Did Eustace really come down here? I guess maybe he did come down here. We'd better take a closer look. We should check everywhere else first. Indeed, the German ninja mask you were found with. I hope the event of 2 nights ago aren't weighing on you too heavily, Kay. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Seems I needn't avoid it at all. What exactly are you counting, Kay? Heavy enough that there would be nothing but a hole in the floor if that were true. Mr. Monkey! The mascot of Global Studios. It showed up in a previous case of mine. Close, Kay, but not quite. I think you'll find it's Ms. Monkey. Monkey-sama. The money from the underground auction. Perhaps it would be better if Kay doesn't see it. They're all transit thievery. I guess we'd better let her continue to believe that stealing money is the latest thing. Hate this desk. It's hilarious. The legs of 4 human figures holding up the tabletop in the center. It's certainly bold. Yes, and then you'd be trapped in the company of these four strange fellows who are naked. No, thank you. This is the transceiver to kill it contacted us on. What was that? I'm standing right next to you, Kay. There's no need to transmit anything. I have no idea what you're talking about, but can we please get back to our investigation? Good, then let's get to it. They're up this box and chains, yeah. Yes, as you can see. So... it's hard being a great thief these days. Thief problems, now there's a type of quandary I've never thought about before. Why is there just like a pile of sketchbooks over here? I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's probably supposed to be tapes or something, but it looks like sketchbooks to me. Skills. Oh. Oh, interesting. I forgot what was in this safe. I thought we were gonna open it in a previous case. I knew it was important, but we did not open it in a previous case. Okay. So... oh, we're just gonna take it all out? Alright. Document of some kind. This picture, it's of... it certainly is. The file says you are not the father. He jumps up and down. Yay! Now I'll have to pay child support. I'm not sure. Let's take a closer look. You're right, darling. There's some sort of connection between Knight and Canis. Oh, that's the... as you know, we've been trying to find out who Canis plays his silly correspondence chess game with. Well, now we know. I'll be pulling Knight into my office for a thorough grilling tomorrow. And I'll make that worm admit he's Canis's lackey if it's the last thing I do. So, you do your bit too, and retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. I'm sure it's still right in front of the planter where we left it. Seems to be some sort of report on Knight. If a mannequin excites you, you've got problems there. We know that Knight was killed while being interrogated in the prison warden's office. I think we can safely assume that this document was written by Fifi Lagarde, don't you? But who was it written for? And I'd say that's likely to be in the auctioneer. Celsius winner himself. Indeed, not only that, it proves another connection. The guard and winner were trying to flush out Mr. Canis's henchmen. Yes, something links the three of them. Something they don't want anyone to know. I don't know yet, but I suspect it has something to do with the case. Well, well, Mr. Knight. The chess set and your ring are here too. And we're back. Where did we go? Oh, you want the titties. It would seem so. Really? Curses. I thought my stream died for a minute. And I might be dead. But he left unfinished business behind him. I think we need to find out what it was. I doubt there would be much point descending to the committee chamber right now. They certainly seem to. Do you think that's important somehow? What? I don't even own any. Just say those are some fancy slippers, Edgeworth. Guess he doesn't have it. Proximal came out to be respectful. Could I interest you two in some cotton candy, perhaps? Yay, Shelley! I have ice cream too, but if I recall correctly, you weren't much of a fan. You. The killer. It's wonderful to see you looking so well, Mr. Edgeworth. It's just as I said, I'm selling cotton candy. Can I really not interest you in some? Parting clouds, it's called. Very apt. Sweeter than death itself, and so delicious you'll feel like you're parting the clouds en route to heaven. He's the last person on earth I'd accept candy from. I'd accept candy from Shelley the Killer. I love Shelley. He's a very bad man, but I love him. I was hoping to ask you about my little message. Did you manage to figure it out yet? Have you been watching us this whole time? I'm watching you? No, I prefer to think I've been watching over you. The stand here really is the most marvelous little vantage point. How are the two things any different, and what does he want with us? The president's murder, was that you? Oh no, my contract lapsed a little while ago. He's rather famous among us assassins, you know? The man no one could kill, notoriously stubborn, despite multiple attempts over the years. And it wasn't just his brawn that kept him safe. He used bodyguards, body doubles, you name it. It certainly wasn't his brawn that kept him safe. Sadly, this time his bodyguards were nowhere to be found. As I said, it wasn't me. I do not kill without a good reason. Just something else I have to be grateful to Mr. Rook for. Thanks to him, I avoided killing someone entirely unworthy of my attention. Thanks to... What does that mean? The person who hired me deliberately misled me as the identity of my target. A betrayal of trust for which I soon won't forgive them. That is why I'm currently doing all that I can to track them down. And you do know what I think. I think you and I are looking for the same person. You're talking about whoever it was that killed the president. And who is this person, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, come now, I can't tell you that. It's against the rules. Revealing the identity of a client is out of the question. I'd hardly stay in business long if people couldn't trust me, now would I? But that doesn't mean there isn't anything to stop me from catching up with them in my free time. Why, dish out a little justice for the betrayal I suffered, of course. I think you can imagine. Well, this hasn't exactly been a pleasant catch-up. But I shouldn't leave you completely in the dark. There's something you ought to know. Our mutual friend, Canis, he escaped 3 days ago. What? 3 nights ago, to be precise. His cell was suddenly simply empty. Almost as if he knew I was coming to pay him a visit. Wait, the killer went to visit Canis in prison. Does that mean he's the person the killer is looking for? Now I'd better not take up any more of your time. We'll be seeing one another again soon, I'm sure. Bye, Shelley. Let's both keep up the good work, shall we? We'll run our target into the ground in the end. There's the killer now, Canis. 2 assassins on the loose. I do like Shelley a lot. I shouldn't. That sound. Oh, is this the Tarasaurus fucking song? Could it be Sean? How's it going, Miles? Whoever it is using a voice changer. Who is this?
It's your friend in the red raincoat, of course.
Red raincoat. You're the one who abducted Kay.
Bingo. Well figured out, Mr. Genius Prosecutor.
Sorry. Where's the speakerphone button?
I was as surprised as anybody when she lost her memory like that. Talk about a curveball.
I'm standing right here, you know.
But never mind all that. I called to talk about something else. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. The truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill Little Miss Rosie Ringer.
What? This must be the person the killer was talking about.
I also called to say thank you.
Sorry for startling you. I neither want nor need your thanks.
Sure, but you deserve them anyway. Guess the penny didn't drop yet, huh? You're right, I abducted Kay, as you put it. But why would I do that? That's right, because I needed you to help me make sure that Winner got caught.
No.
If Kay was a suspect, you'd have to look into it. And if you looked into it, you'd be sure to unmask him eventually. After all, you're a genius, right? Everything worked out exactly like I planned. Oh, but there's something else you should know. There's something you didn't figure out yet. It wasn't Winner who kidnapped Judge Gavial's boy.
How do you know about that?
You and the good judge are more similar than you know. I think you might even be becoming friends. After all, she visited you at the detention center, right? She seems pretty pally to me.
How could they possibly know about that? She didn't even use her real name when she visited. She pretended to be Detective Gumshoe.
Anyway, you want to know how I knew about the kidnapping? That one's nice and simple at least. Because sweet, innocent little Sean is here with me right now.
What the fuck?
Oh, it sounds like that one was a real surprise. Ah, if only I could see your faces. Well, Kate, what did you say? Why don't you come and steal him back just like you said you would? You wouldn't want the amazing Yatagarasu's first mission to be a failure, would you?
How can they possibly know so much?
Oh, don't get the wrong idea about dear old Excelsius, by the way. That Bobblewind is still a villain through and through. He wanted to kidnap Sean. I just got there first.
So there were 2 kidnapping plots?
Oh, what a bunch of clowns. His goons kidnapped his own son by mistake.
Is Sean really there with you? Prove it. Put him on the phone.
Oh, he's here, but I'm afraid he can't do that. He's sleeping. So sweet.
Then why should we believe you? You might not be the kidnapper at all.
Look, if you don't want to believe me, that's up to you.
What do you want? What is the end game here? Are you just trying to get Lagarde acquitted?
Nope, I could care less about whether they find her guilty or not.
So, whoever it is, they're not after the same thing as Chairman Winter.
My endgame is going to have to stay a secret for now. Alright, nice talking to you. You kids have fun, okay?
Don't think for 1 second you'll get away with this.
Oh, don't worry, I'm counting on you at least trying to track me down. That'll be half the fun. Not that I rate your chances of bringing me to justice very highly. Oh, fuck.
I wish I knew, but they didn't give us enough to figure that out. Deliberately, I imagine. Indeed they did. You're right, it was uncanny how much they seemed to know. How is it possible that they were party to so much that happened in private? We need to figure out how. Where were they getting their information from? Let's consider this carefully. What were the things they knew? That's it. Based on the specifics they mentioned, there's only one possible answer. I've got it, Kay. I know how they knew. Whoever it was, they were... listening in on us. They must have been able to hear us somehow. The only possible answer. Think about what the kidnapper said. If only I could see your faces. That means they couldn't, so they weren't filming or following us. Where could they have concealed it? We need to go back to what they said again. Yes, they somehow knew about something they shouldn't have. Judge Gabrielle's impromptu visit and our conversation in the visitor's room. What evidence did I have on my person at that point? The bug must have been hidden here. I know where it is. Does anybody else want to take a wild shot in the dark? The dead body right there. It is not a corpse. It's actually the fucking Yatagarasu pin. The only thing that we had in the jail when we went to go talk to the judge.
Take that!
Okay, gonna take a closer look at your badge. What? I don't want to wear it. I want to check it for bugs. You daft child. Let's take a look, shall we? Something I've been wondering for a while now, but is this pin something you inherited, or... I suppose that makes sense. It's quite flashy. Can't imagine any other thief wanting to wear it. I love the fact that she made it and she didn't remember there was a fucking, like, cavity inside of it. Yeah, so I was right. It's a tiny bug. Yatagarasu pin data updated in my organizer. Whoever it is we're dealing with, they came into close contact with you recently. Precisely, which made me think the bug must be in one of your possessions. But they also overheard my conversation with Judge Gabrielle when she visited me. Something that would have been impossible if I didn't have the bug on my person at the time. Yes, all the case evidence I was carrying had been confiscated. I mean, the only thing I could possibly have been was your pin. I suspect so. Everything to do with this case and more, like all of your terrible puns. Young lady, do you feel bad about it yet? They may well be, yes. K. Huh? What was that sound? Y'all sure do know how to surprise a girl. You gotta shout that loud without a word of warning? Made me jump halfway out of my skin. Yeah, Tabby, what the fuck? What's got you so ornery anyhow? You will, huh? I'm all ears. I wonder if we might be better off keeping it to ourselves, Kay? Assuming we don't want to be all over the front page of tomorrow's paper. Oh, come on, y'all are no fun at all. I was counting on you opening up and spilling the beans all over this here plaza. I'd better switch off the bug before I forget. It's nice that it has an on-off switch, I guess. So, did y'all find that your kidnapper kitty? Oh, speaking of which, the child you saw being taken away. Was it the boy in this photograph? Huh? Nah, that ain't him. The kid I saw looked dumber than mud, even if he did have on some fancy school uniform. He just looks dumber than mud, I love that. So Miss Lloyd managed to confuse matters once again. I mean, we did find the kid, so... Oh, one of them. I think we'd better take another look around. Back to square one. Hopefully we'll turn up some new information soon. There are only 20 minutes left until 2. Are we even going to make it in time? No. There was. Bang indeed. Wait, she's right. We had a loud bang right at the end. Oh, I love this very comic booky like explosion. Look at that. That's so cute. Could that provide a hint as to the kidnapper's location? A loud bang, you say? I see, I see. Will you stop eavesdropping? Boy, you never get any cuddlier, do you, Ruffles? You're not Phoenix. We don't need to cuddle. I guess I'll need to speak with Ms. Lloyd too, as much as I don't want to. Can't I just talk to Will? Gumshoe, what the fuck? Her? You... Gumshoe? Oh, I can't get Edgeworth directly in front of his face. That would have been funny. Can I... How close to his ass can I get? Not close enough. Hey, move. Hey, I need you to move. What? Hey, go shoot that. Oh, he's so sad. I've missed you, buddy. Detective Gumshoe. No one knows what to do with you, Gumshoe. You're not very good at it. It would help, yeah, if you used your fucking brain every once in a while, my guy. I love you, Gumshoe, but like, honestly, how did you even get this far in life? And back then, too. So, Rosie Ringer's autopsy report. You overheard that. Man needs a big hug. You going, big guy? Well, right now we need you to work with us. I'm no longer a prosecutor, or indeed in anything, but we're investigating a case regardless. And I ask you this not as a prosecutor, but as a friend who made sure you could not buy anything other than ramen for years, and I wonder how you've kept up your physique. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us? Gummy! Thank you, Detective. Cookies. What have you been up to, buddy? Can you tell us what you've discovered in the course of your investigations, Detective? Breezies. I think that's the exact same thing that the the other one called it, before she was taken to the roof of the big building. Camera that captured President Wang and Judge Gaviel that night. The elevator is usually the only way of getting up on the roof, correct? And therefore anyone using it should have been caught on camera. Yes, and? Thought it was too good to be true. But how did the kidnapper get her up there? And the last item on your list? Aww. I've put you through a lot, Detective, but that doesn't mean I can start going easy on you. That's the big one, as you put it. It doesn't even have anything to do with the case. I would have preferred something of practical use. Help with the search. A boy has been kidnapped. We need your help to find him. Yes, his name is Sean Fenn. You know him. You mean this morning? Hello. I think we'd better take a closer look at this garbage disposal area. Do. Let's see if we can make Gumshoe say anything funny. The badge you don't have anymore. Why did that make him cry even more? Well, I think you like gaslit this man into believing he deserves to live off of ramen and stay in a basement. Stay in a basement that floods all the time. It would seem so, yes. Perhaps we'll find some clues here as to his current whereabouts. Well, there's some milk on the ground. It's milk carton. Something happened to him here, I'm almost certain of it. I guess they don't want any non-residents disposing of the trash here. No, gross. I don't want to think about milk tears anymore. Yes, because the garbage was just collected. I certainly smell something as well, but is it really the scent of a crime? Do. Trash is collected at 11 AM. I guess that's why the enclosure is empty. They just don't do that with the larger items. They just take them away as they are. Yep, spookily insightful sometimes, Kay, but only sometimes. Based on what we've seen and what Detective Gumshoe told us, I think there's a strong possibility that Sean was abducted from the garbage disposal area. I imagine he must have had something to dispose of. Okay, looks like we're done here. Can I queue my way to victory? Do we have anything that matches? Excuse me, are you sure the trash didn't come through here? How are things looking here, officer? All good? Please don't peel your fingers. No offense, but would you mind concentrating on more traditional methods? Thank you, but we don't need to go anywhere right now. New town, new house, new everything? Yeah, sometimes. Cops on your tail, wise guys, even doesn't matter, just rip it all up and start again. I'm starting to wonder why we weren't more suspicious of him the first time. Yeah, so that is talking to him. I will... Mr. Powers, can I ask you a somewhat impertinent question? Are they planning on making any more Steel Samurai? No, I'm simply asking out of interest. You should have lied. I should have lied. I'm sorry to have put you on the spot. I knew it was a long shot. Oh well. We didn't say they weren't planning on making anything new. Interesting. Pink Princess all the way down. Much as I hate talking to you. The side bus. They use it for moving the casting crew around here. It's Global Studios' own private bus, Kay. You wouldn't need to buy a ticket. The destination will change depending upon the needs of the crew. What you want then is not a bus, but a car, okay? Just like everyone else. Unless you're Phoenix Wright, then you just bicycle around. I don't think I like the lion. How about that? Little help from little old me and y'all made a giant leap closer to solving the case. She must have barely looked at the photo at all. Oh, really? In here? I thought I'd given y'all the tip of the century. My bad. Not your fault, it's ours for putting our trust in unreliable sources. We'll just have to learn not to do that again. Hey, that ain't nice. I don't gotta give y'all no tips at all, you know? And I won't. Not if you're gonna be like that. Alright, fine. Maybe just this one. But only because I forgot... only because I got a real scoop for y'all this time. Just the tip. Just the tip. A real scoop. It should be good. Your scoop. Fine. I'm not expecting much, but you got my attention. What's this scoop of yours? Proof, that's what. Proof that Tarasaurus really is real. Alright, okay, we're leaving. Wait. I ain't lying, I swear. Sure, it's hard to believe, but it's true. We don't have time for this. We also don't have much else to go on, I suppose. Proof? What kind of proof? Did you capture something on your tape recorder, perhaps? Oh, you're good, Ruffles. Sharper than a gosh dang tank. Captured the sound of that big old beastie breathing fire is what I captured. I was hoping for something a little better than that. Hey, don't make that face, dang it. I ain't lying. Listen for yourself and tell me that it ain't true. Alright, ready? It's fire breathing time, dagnabbit. Rawr. Rawr. And tell me, Miss Lillard, did you see this fire breathing somewhere with your own eyes? Well, not exactly with my eyes as such. Being as how I wasn't precisely close by when it happened. Surely the real Taurosaurus would be pretty hard to miss no matter how far away you were standing. Well, see, I was far away, but also recording via what you might call non-standard means. Would you mind explaining what you mean by that? I really dug myself a hole here. See, I might could have rigged me up a little wireless intercept, hoping to do a little scoop detecting. That's not illegal at all, young lady. Just wireless fucking phone taps, huh? Not an insect, Kay, an intercept. She was listening out for radio signals. It would have allowed her to listen in on any nearby transmissions. Me and the chief have been down here at the big building sniffing around these past couple of days. Looking into Miss Hart's tip about the underground auction, I assume. Which would mean that you've been listening in on all the radio signals in the area, too. Sure, hey, which is how I wound up hearing the most thunderous, ear-splitting noise you ever did hear. The pounding of feet, the electricity in the air. This was it. Taurosaurus at latest. The long and short of it is that you didn't actually see anything, correct? Hey, I don't need to see things. I'm a writer, you hear? Anyhow, kept listening till down the line comes. Your pal there's voice hollering fit to beat the band. Our apologies for that. Jokai didn't mean to bowl you over with her little outburst. I assume it was as shocking as it was because you didn't hear it directly. Came through your headphones while you were listening to the signal from the bug, didn't it? Mate, come on now, I ain't into no bugging, just a little light-hearted intercepting is all. I didn't break and enter, I only entered. Would you mind if we borrowed the tape of what you recorded, Miss Lloyd? Do what you dang well, please. Glad that everybody has a fucking Walkman around so they can listen to these tapes. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Saint, Miss Barry. Oh, it's money! How's the search going? Did you find him? I guess they still don't know about the kidnapping. We did manage to find Eustace, yes. You did? That's great. Thanks so much. Now maybe they won't arrest me again. Can I talk to you, Regina? Me and all my friends went out looking. But you beat us to it, no fair. Her friends? I guess she means the animals. Today's the first public performance of your new show, correct? Yep, it sure is. We practiced so hard for this one. So Mr. Saint will be performing too? Of course, he practiced harder than anybody, even if he did spend the whole time saying no, 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 no. He even went up on the balloon and spread the word from the sky. So you have to come and see him perform, okay? It will mean so much to him. Of course, assuming we can solve this case before then. Did you say that you enlisted the help of the animals in your search? Yep, and if it had been Azia and Regent, we might have found something.
But Simeon, the big scaredy cat, was all no, and put a stop to that. So boring.
Hello again, upsetting Levick-coded guy. If it weren't for Mr. Saint, the whole town would probably be in an uproar right now. It would have been super fun.
I'm sorry. To you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing to me? I'm the one person who didn't say anything. Alright, well... Thanks, Blondie. I'm just a fucking weirdo. Hi, Simeon. I almost called him Simon.
You're amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. How did you find
Prosecutor winner. It's pure luck, actually, but never mind.
You didn't even need our help, huh?
Doorbell anxiety does suck. It doesn't help that our doorbell makes me jump out of my skin every time.
Oh, this little place a little ways away called Sunshine Coliseum. Do you know it?
Sunshine Coliseum, that's over by the harbor. There were a whole bunch of people there for a big event. We thought it might be worth a look.
Oh yeah, it was super fun. There were food stands, fireworks. Simon didn't like the crowds much, but...
Hey, you don't have to tell them that.
Kind of lucky you found prosecutor winners so quickly.
Lucky? In what way?
We have to go to practice soon for the show. We wouldn't have been able to help for much longer anyway.
I see. I'm sorry to have kept you from your duties at the circus.
Oh no, it's nothing to worry about really. We were glad to help.
I'll do anything if it helps make sure they don't arrest me again. You really helped me out by finding him. I'm so relieved.
You mean they might still throw me back in jail? No, I can't go back, I can't.
Come on, Carrie, you really have to torment the poor boy. Sorry, I don't know anything about these legal type things. Only if you wish to be arrested for perjury.
Now you're leading the witness. Oh, I'm so getting arrested again, aren't I?
I'm not gonna get much out of him when he's being like this, am I? Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. Maybe I'm supposed to connect things. That would make sense. Explosions. Mr. Say, you mentioned fireworks before. Oh, fireworks? Yes, at the event in the Coliseum. Were they setting them off even during daylight hours? Oh yeah, a bunch went off when we were there. And the loud bang we heard. What if that was a firework? We're so close to the end of this chapter, come on. Yes, the area we'd managed to search would be too broad to even consider doing it ourselves. But if the police were to lend a hand... Oh, that's fit together. Only 2 vehicles came through here this morning, the taxi and a blue truck. Right, well it seems that Sean was likely abducted from the garbage disposal area. The garbage was also collected at 11 AM. Indeed, it must have been the garbage truck. But the police officer who told us about it didn't describe it as such. He only mentioned the fact that it was blue. Because it wasn't. Today isn't a regular garbage day. It's the day they collect larger items. For which they wouldn't use a specialized garbage truck, just a regular truck like any other. But it was a garbage truck nonetheless. And where do garbage trucks go? Now I'm reasonably sure the garbage truck was real. Another look at the garbage disposal area should tell us. All the trash is gone. Oh, you just want the sign. My apologies. Wasn't reading closely, I was rushing. Wait, is that the sign? Alright. Oh, is it the fucking lock? Cause...
Take that!
Yeah. Precisely. The garbage truck can't have been a fake. Perhaps whoever abducted Sean put him in a large cardboard box that they'd prepared for the job. Now mix that in amongst all the other oversized items. Exactly, allowing the kidnapper to await the truck's arrival at the garbage processing facility. They could then claim to have thrown the box away by mistake and collected it without incident. But which of the garbage processing facilities was Sean taken to? Have we found anything that might serve as a clue? Gotta be near the Coliseum because of the fucking fireworks. Exploding noises! So based on the loud bang we heard on the phone call, we know the kidnapper was someone in the vicinity of the Sunshine Coliseum. I think it's likely that's where Sean was taken. Which means the kidnapper must be holding him somewhere near there. Welcome back from Edgeworth, everybody. Could I ask you and your man to search the area around the garbage facility? You don't mind, even though I'm not a prosecutor anymore. Thank you. You're right, we need to hurry. I doubt Judge Gaviel and the others can hold out much longer. I'm counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. I'll head back to the courthouse. Who knows, I may be able to drag proceedings out just a little longer. Oh god, we don't... no, there's like more... there's more of this. There's more shit to do. We're gonna go to the courthouse and just break for today. It's already striking 2. There's not a moment to lose.